Okay, so most of the foundables are centered around Dumbledore and Voldemort. Hi, Jen. Just a minute. Got asked that as soon as I started, so... Let me send this to her and then I will... Okay. Back to what I was doing. So, I read on my Twitter feed today that JKR says that Gryffindor is the fire element, Ravenclaw is air, Hufflepuff is earth, and Slytherin is water. And I actually ended up... sorry, it's buffering, Jen. So since you typed that, I'm assuming you probably came in. Yeah. It actually started a conversation between me and my kids. And my daughter said, well, that's the way it is in Avatar. The elements fit with the the elements in Avatar. And I'm like, I agree. And I was like, okay, but I don't know that they don't fit with the elements I grew up with. And my thought of the elements. Okay, good. I didn't do anything like she texted a question right as I was starting. So you didn't miss anything. Easiest way was to Google it than to try and explain it in general. But anyway, so it got us talking about it. And I realized that may be part of the problem with sorting people into houses. If you go by what they got that one. Go by what they choose for different elements, things like that, rather than personality. So that's interesting to think about. I also got thinking about the houses. We only know of 7 houses in the world, according to JKR's map. But, and just to throw a kink in the plans, and I did kind of text her this, but not this full thing, or not text, I tweeted it to her, this question, but not the full amount to explain it. So, Ilvermorny started in the 1700s, I believe is when it was. 1700s. Which is understandable. That's when people from Britain and places started coming over here. I have no issue there. But it's, from what she indicates, Ilvermorny covers all of the U.S. Well, I wonder, I could see that later on, but if I really think, looking at history and everything, if that was true, and, magic was around and whatever, there probably would have been a school created for magic. There's one in South America, one in North America. Durmstrang, France, Hogwarts. I believe there's one in Australia and one in China. And that brings up my question. What about place that I would assume that other places would have created schools? In the U.S., I would think that one would have been created in the West based on the history I know about the West. Then what about all the kids in Africa? Do they seriously have to go to Australia to attend a school of magic? And so, are there schools that aren't listed on that map that we actually know about? Or I like that one best. I just want to look. Ooh, yeah, I like that. Okay, we're good on my screenshots. Or, so, are there schools that didn't make it on the map but do exist in the world? And, or, are there schools that used to exist and somehow combined with other schools? And if they did combine with other schools, how did that happen? Yes, I way overthink things. Let's see where we're at. No, there's 7 schools throughout the world. 4 houses in Hogwarts, 4 in Ilvermorny. I don't know if we've heard how many houses in Durmstrang, if there's even houses, or in Beauxbatons, which actually with Beauxbatons brings up another question. Where do the males in France attend? Because the school in France is just for girls. I have not yet looked if they weren't ones that if they didn't come through yet come through while I was watching. I'll have to go look. Yeah, Beauxbaton was Beauxbaton School for Girls. So, if you know that, and it's a school for girls, where do the boys... Oh, yeah, not houses, schools. Where do the boys in France, any boys that are born in France go? Do they end up going to Beauxbatons? Do they get sent to Australia? I'll go check them in just a minute. I don't want to... I'm trying to find enough of the foundables and everything, so... Yeah, precisely! And I can't... So Durmstrang was known for being a school that really pushed the dark arts. Would everyone in France really want to send their boys to a school that teaches dark arts? Or are they saying that no, they didn't, or that if they didn't, they sent them to Hogwarts? Or even though we don't hear of any of the Hogwarts students going to or being from France. That was a bad cast. Oh, but it caught it. Yeah, Durmstrang, they didn't teach defense against the dark arts, they taught the dark arts. That's actually where Grindelwald went to school. He did receive a name there, and he wasn't liked, but that is where he went to school. In fact, that should be I'm guessing, some of what we see in Fantastic Beasts 3 or sometime in Fantastic Beasts is exactly how they go with his ideals, but why when he was the epitome of what they were trying for, he was so hated. But he went to Durmstrang, and he was actually kicked out of Durmstrang. Let's see. It didn't sound like that. So he left, it was said he left his mark on Durmstrang in a way that most of them hated. Okay, so that helps to know. If that's the comments you were talking about, I just got them. Yeah, he was too dark for Durmstrang. Which really is saying something. The mapping. But otherwise, I didn't see what you said. Oh, okay, let's see. It didn't come through. Steph was the last message that came through before I got off. I will. Nothing up there? That's weird. Oh well. Yeah, he's going out hunting almost every night this week after work, so yeah, it was. We probably won't see him much on the stream for the next little bit. Okay. I'm going to stream until about 2:30, so don't forget to, in the next week, be sure and collect your complimentary gift. I heard someone say or not someone, on Twitter they showed some of the suggestions people had given. One of them was that we be able to trade our scrolls in for red books or restricted section books. And I have to admit, I think that's something that a lot of people could get behind. See, and I could, if I knew they were going to do that, I would be trading in scrolls for red spell books. And then maybe for restricted section books, etc. To max out the other professions, because I'd know I'd have it available. Sounds good. We'll see you then. Like I said, I'll be streaming till about 2:30. That's when I pick up kids, so. Because, yeah. Today was a day I'm not spending more than a little bit of time at home until Brett's home. And it's not because I'm mad or I'm trying to avoid home or anything. It's I had to drop the kids off by 8. Then I had a 9:40 appointment. And then an 11 o'clock appointment. And then I ran Mindy home long enough to take care of her pup and grab some food. Because she was going to miss lunch taking care of pup. Ran her back to school. Picked them up at 2:30, 2:35, something like that. Then I've got to get to, David wants to go to Hiram. So I'll be running him there. I'm going to have to pick him up later on in the evening or have Brett or his brother, but he's playing with a friend or doing stuff with a friend in Hiram today. I was seeing if I got anything good out of those ends I spun, but it doesn't look like any of the ends I've spun today got anything good. So, let's delete all the gifts there. So I don't forget. I need Brilliant Fox and the Arrestio Momentum, because the Brew 3 Potions is gonna take till tomorrow. So headed towards the fortress. A fortress to fight at. I think I'm gonna go to the cricket one today. I'd like to get the 3 fox foundables while my Barufios is going, but we shall see. Pull over here for a minute because usually we get a bunch of stuff showing up here. Got stuff showing up, but not what I needed. Oh well. Anyway, so I actually did a question on Rumble, and I'm going to put it on here too. And I know I probably don't have anyone listening right now because Jen said she was headed to work. But afterwards, put in the comments what house you think, if you hadn't heard what JKR said and you didn't know what color the colors of the houses were, what element would you say fits with each house? And explain and tell us in mythology where you are, what kind of each element stands for. When I was growing up, my understanding of the elements, 1, Earth was smart. Very smart. And kind of a motherly figure. But very, very smart. That was a huge part of it. Air was what brings in the cold and the drought and the heat and everything like that was very tricky, was the works. And always serving its own interests, etc. Water was life and feeding, purifying, cleansing, and by feeding I mean like feeding the earth and supporting in that, and life-giving, etc. And fire was warmth and cozy and etc. Oh, I forgot with earth, it was also very strong. So the earth element I grew up with was kind of a mixture of Gryffindor and Ravenclaw. Water and earth were kind of Hufflepuff. Slytherin was air. Air was the qualities of Slytherin. Hufflepuff was also part of fire element. Gryffindor, to me, and that's kind of what brought up the idea of different houses. As I got thinking, well, that would be why then we would have, let me quickly do this and then get a hold of Jan, tag her. But I want to catch it first. I don't know that she'll make it in time, but do I have a doggle? No, I don't. But how different places have different meanings of the elements, so why people from here would need to be tested into by somewhere else's testing. Odd rat. Oh well. And that's what got me realizing that, wait a minute. What's it called? I can't remember. Julia Batch. That's what I thought. There. So how the idea of the different houses came in, but then it dawned on me that where would I, there's a different testing, different ideas even between, I believe, the East Coast and where I live. So then, and that could be why you kind of sorted yourself into a house in, what's this one? McGonagall. And that one just showed up. Anyway, wrong thing. You would sort yourself, but then what about back when moving between places was rarer? What would have happened there? I think a student dropped that one. Anyway, what would happen there? And where I grew up, actually, they had, so the Mormons, as you could call them, and as they were called at the time, members of the Church of Jesus Christ or Latter-day Saints, the pioneers that came early on with them, they created their own churches. And they actually put a high push on education. So knowing that, if you take the idea, and they were some of the first to try to educate the Indians. Now, some of the practices that happened at that time, both on the part of the in the name of trying to educate them, through the government and the way it was handled, the beliefs of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints at the time, the way they kind of got in on it. Not necessarily. I don't know exactly what might have been done differently had the government not got involved. But some of the practices that were at that time period happening to Native Americans was not correct and should not have happened. And I will totally agree with that. But what I will say is that they were some of the first to try to provide that education to Native Americans in a way that could help give them a better future, etc. The way it was went about, I don't necessarily agree with. There were issues there. I am more than willing to admit there were issues there. I think the sentiment behind it was right, but the way it was implemented had issues. So, there's that. But at the same time, I think it also shows that they probably would have created a school unless they had a way to get the kids to Ilvermorny. Now, it's possible they had a way. I'm not discounting that. Though it does seem like I question it. Because of how things happened and everything else. So then, would they have kept two schools? Or would they have, until transportation became a lot better? Or would they have integrated one school into the other? Is that why they get? Would that have something to do with how or why they might have it such that you get to choose which house you're in? Questions. So, let's see where we're at. I need 2 more fox foundables. So I'm driving again. I went after that while I was stopped at a stoplight. So that's why I'm not looking at my phone to figure out what's going on. So what I'm doing is I'm headed for a fortress to fight in for most of the rest of the time. So it is interesting. The Arresto Momentum, I'm not seeing very many of those Vandables out. The Pensive is next week, so we won't have access to that this week for that one. I believe there's 2 in Dark Arts, 3 in the pink one. I can't remember the registry name. I'll look at it when I get there. Oh, I kind of can see my paper while I'm driving. So I just realized it's sitting on my dash. Yeah, there's 2 in the Dark Arts. One's the Hand of Glory. I can't see exactly what the other one is. Another M is in the history, or in the Gray H, Angelina Johnson. Bludger in Sports, Flock of Memos in Ministry of Magic, Decoy Detonator, and 2 more in that pink one. Faux Glass and Dirigible Plums and something else in Wonders of the Wizarding World. So I'll tell you for sure what they are when I get where I'm actually stopped. So we will see. Oh, looks like there's one in 9 3/4, one of the portraits. I can't tell which one. So what I'm doing is I'm trying to drive to to this fortress, the Cricket Store Fortress, and then I'll look, and I might be able to, we will see at this light, I might stop and look, see if anyone said anything, and obviously change my screen to watching for stuff. Okay, let's do this first. Looks like I only need 1 more brilliant fox. No one said anything. Any brilliant? Nope. Okay, let's see. Oh, stuff just showed up. Oh, cool. It's brilliant fox. There we go. Didn't get a chance to look at the rest. I could tell the light was about to turn. So, looked up. And yeah. Okay. Behind the Sprint store. Now let's check the registry. So we have Hand of Glory and Vanishing Cabinet in Dark Arts. So those two that are kitty corner. 9 3/4. We have Portrait of Albus Dumbledore. So that one up in the top corner. Then we have Legends of Hogwarts. That's what I was after. Angelina Johnson. So, in this group. Ministry of Magic. Let's go there first, even though that's 9. Your Flock of Memos in the Ministry of Magic. Then we jump to Mysterious Artifacts. That's what it is. Decoy Detonators, Memory Cabinet, and Pensive is what we need there. I need that Pensive so bad. I've been after that for a while. Faux Glass. You have Wonders of the Wizarding World. Faux Glass that we were all after. And then you have your Crystal Ball and Dirigible Plums. And those are your ones that have Arresto Momentum. Not the one I wanted. I wanted one more fox. Start with this one, then we'll go to the others. And if I'm quiet, it's because my heart's beating like crazy. Because I know this is going to be a fight. Come on. Should have strengthened myself up. Oh well. Dogs should not be allowed in the higher chambers. Really? There. Come on. Oh well. No, I don't want to use it again. That was not fair. Unless I can go faster against this guy and the two acromantulas, I'm not gonna be able to complete it. I'm gonna try. We will see. Hi, Jen. I'll talk to you in a while. Now that's not fair. So you'll have to go back and watch. I should have won that one. And I don't want to go in again because of how much I used, but I should have won that one. Because there was a little while it wouldn't let me do anything. I didn't end up getting loot myself. Dark 4. Newt departed on me, even with a potent. So I'm gonna wait, and I think I'm gonna go in near the other AT&T because I think if I went in there, I didn't have a dawdle push, and so I just had to go with the potent. But before I go back in, I gotta build up my potent potions again. Or you could just send me the regular. Regular runestone. I have enough potent ingredients. It's just time to brew them all. I'll show you in just a minute. I think I could even open one more gift today, of course. You want the... Let's wait and see what else I can get. How many more gifts did I have? Oh, I've got plenty of room. Oh, I wanted to... Oh, well, we'll go this way. So, I still have 19 unicorn hair. I think with Jen, she's got so many friends. And I agree on taking forever to brew. That's seriously the only thing that holds me back. Between them and Barufio's taking so long to brew. And since I don't rent cauldrons, and I'm not blaming you for doing it, I just haven't. I missed the pensive. Oh well. Oh, I know what I was checking. What time is it? And my battery. Better be aware of that. Okay, I can't go in very many more times. I'll go in a few more. But about 20 I need to leave. Not necessarily leave the stream, but leave here to head towards 20 or 25. Maybe I'll wait till 25. We'll see how we're doing on fighting and on how it's doing with letting me in. Totally agree on the Forever Harvest. I did notice it looks like someone by Logan High is playing. So depending on when I'm out and about, I might go after and max them out tomorrow and then pick them up. Next time you see stuff on Jen, you might also ask her what she needs. Maybe that's why she's not opening it as much as with the move, she has access to different things. This event will be good for XP, but not filling your ingredients. At least if the port keys do what they said. They said port keys will be will be XP only. Let's actually see where we're at gifts wise. That's part of the reason I was waiting to see about extravagant. See if I could get an extravagant. So, if I don't have extravagant, what do you want? Just regular runestone or energy or what? Okay, so what do you want? Okay. I can send sponsored runes. Those aren't hard for me to send ever. It would be nice if rather than healing, they gave you potent existimal potions. Okay. If you want potent gifts, I've got potent gifts. Let me do that before I forget. Oh, I don't have potent. I have existimal. That is the potent, is existimal. Right? I can't send it to you anyway. Oh, okay. So I guess I could take potent potion gifts. I just never run across them. Okay, so I don't have potent. I have existimal and dottle drought. So where Steph hasn't opened hers either, I may give away them, the essentials, and then I'll just send you a runestone. Remind me tomorrow if you don't, during the stream, if I don't send one tonight. Time to go do this. Guess we'll send one to Hecate. And you could tag me and let me know that you did get it sent or get it opened, and if I get a chance, if I happen to be on, I'll send it to you. I can still use plenty of red books. I still have those 3 to do. So see if there's anything in here that I had missed. I don't think so, but nope. Make sure it switches me back so I'm not lost. Where am I on my... Okay, I still got a ways. Okay. I am going to put you guys down and go get kids. So tomorrow I'll hopefully when I start streaming, I'll hopefully have all of my potions and my Resto Momentums ready to claim. And we will start streaming, drop our Rufios, collect everything, and go into the next set. Now, I believe one of them is walking port keys. It's either that in that group or the next group. I can't remember which. But that one's going to take a little while too. Unless I use my silver keys. But we will see. And I know next one's also Dumbledore. So we should get there right about as the kids get out, I think. And then I know Mindy wants to come back up this road to go trade in a quart, so before we head into Hiram to drop David off. So we will be doing that, and that's part of the reason I figured I could keep you on. Yes, so you can talk to them. So I don't know if I said this or not, so I'm gonna say it now in case Steph watches later. Steph was right. My ear ache yesterday was due to TMJ and not due to an ear infection. So I will be getting with my physical therapist and working on that too. And I met with my voc rehab counselor today, and he actually had a really good idea. So but it requires putting things off for a little bit. So what the plan is, we're not going to even look at trying to find me a job or anything till about March. And then we'll try to find a job that starts out in office, but then switches to telecommuting. So that if I get sick in the winter, or I should say when, because it's almost guaranteed I will, because I always have, or I have for years, that I can still work while having that. And I would not be surprised if kids call soon, but there's nothing I can do about it. Yep, there. Hi, I'm in the lane in the group of cars waiting to get down towards your school.
Sorry, what?
So if you look to the east, you'll see that there's a huge backup of cars because of construction.
Breaking what?
What?
Text me. You keep on breaking up as soon as I write text like every text.
I can't text. I am driving.
Oh, I see where you are. Bye.
Bye. This is interesting. I'm watching a bunch of kids.
Hey.
That says it's not in service.
David, they need to hang up your phone.
I know.
I know.
David.
I am streaming. Sorry about that echo.
What, isn't it your most favorite thing ever?
I don't think I'm going to take this road to try and get Mindy to where she wants to go. I think if I go right, I can.
If you don't like it, I'll have it. I love them. They're delicious.
So what she's saying by a biscuit is it's a
English biscuit sort of thing.
Gamesa or whatever cracker. So they're the sweet crackers that like Spanish and Spain and other places have.
English biscuit.
Yeah.
Warning headphone users for the echo.
Oh, sorry.
RIP
one.
headphone users.
I'm sorry. Because I know you're one of them.
Enough. Sorry, that was my fault. And I can barely hear you. That's because my finger's over the thing.
She didn't use the
I
pop
can't
socket
use
thing
it.
you bought.
I don't know how. And it's just annoying to me. She also probably hears the crumbling of, well, not crumbling, but this.
The sound of the package.
Yeah, the crinkling. That's what it's called, not crumbling. I decay, which is worse, the phone buzzing or the ringing? I'm not surprised you hear the rapper. I have it on my lap. So.
I had to laugh at something that went across Facebook today, and it was, how do you say Mantua? And there were all these Mantua, Tiwa, whatever, but every one of them included a sharp T. And I'm like, Manaway? And everyone's like, you didn't even put the correct answer in.
It's like
Manawa.
Twilla.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
And then people started saying, that's because we say mountain ones. And we don't say the T in mountains. And I'm like, yeah, some of us do say the T in mountains. And, or at least...
I don't know if that worked any, but I turned off the mic and then turned it back on just to see if that would work. Because...
Oh, it was still acting up?
She said the rapper was louder than I was talking, and then something happened. But then the sound never went back to normal. So I was trying to fix that.
Okay. Anyway, so...
Yep. Glad it worked.
But it was like, some of them were saying we say county rather than county. And I'm like, I've never heard, I rarely hear anyone say that.
County. I say it when I'm in a hurry trying to say it.
Yeah.
But
yeah, but it's not like it's a common, this is the way you say the word. So,
yeah.
I think, so some of them, I think what it is when you don't use the sharp T, they claim you aren't saying a T at all when you're saying a soft T.
So like saying county, like count, there's like a very, very slight touch of a T. That's weird. It's like. Oh no, I don't know, there was another word that I knew where we don't say the T very much. Apparently everywhere else does. I don't know, it was weird. Now why would you want to say the T hard sometimes? Like in mountains? It just takes so much longer to say mountains rather than mountains. Hey, Mom, you should put this inside.
I know, but I haven't been home.
You never said when to remind you.
Indeed. Maybe when I can actually put it inside. So the doctor, when I went to see him, sent me home with Bratz insulin. And I had it in the car and was going to take it in when she took care of the pup and forgot. And so I told her to remind me. And she knew I meant at home. But she decided to tease me about it now.
Well, of course. Because what happens when I don't remember later? I can say I reminded you. Maybe not when you wanted me to, but I reminded you.
I knew you'd get a kick out of having her in the vehicle.
Sure hope she doesn't get kicked. That doesn't sound very fun, Mom.
Let's see if we got any M's here.
And some biscuits.
Any of the Arresto momentum here. I was seeing if my wand was on the seat.
I know I saw it.
There. Yes, it's under her butt. Oh, by the way, she said hello. I don't think David's listening, and Mindy saw it, so. Both of them departed. Really? At least they weren't Arresto momentum. Actually, I haven't even viewed this yet. Oh, yeah, I have. One more fox, and then I can place that. So what we're doing, there is a store here in the mall that actually has it where if you buy their cord and it quits working, they have a lifetime guarantee on their cord. So if it quits working, you can bring it back in and trade it and get a new cord. I'm seeing if anyone sent me a gift. She shouldn't be too long. Oh, David, do you have the address ready so we can get you there?
I have the address.
Okay. Well, I said ready, but okay. Did you hear Jen said hi?
No. Hi.
It's taking her longer than usual. Usually you take it in, literally walk in, show it to them, and walk out. There she is. Put my wand up. Took a little bit longer. They were helping someone?
Yeah, that lady I was following out, she needed a screen replaced.
Oh.
Well, not a screen replaced, a screen protector replaced. And so
Takes a little bit longer. And
than just grabbing a cord.
Mm-hmm. Well, and you were waiting for that before you could get your cord. So.
Yeah.
And you aren't as happy with the cord color.
Yeah.
She got white.
Bloody white. Oh well, at least I won't work at the shop that much with it. Because time for working at the shop is pretty much done. Till August. Then it'll start all over again. But this year we might have someone competent.
What do you mean by that?
Garrett.
Oh.
I heard he's coming back.
That
For part-time. At least for part-time.
But even then, coming back is in over the kill? Or what?
Just shop general stuff.
Because you had competent people in the past.
Yeah, but this past year, Lynn was the only one who was competent besides Steven, working in the back. Marge kind of slowed everything down.
Well, Garrett never worked in the back.
Yeah, he did.
He would help cut. He'll help cut, and he'll help up front. They probably won't have him wrapping.
They probably will.
Then it's not the Garrett I'm thinking of.
Garrett Horton, the one who married Maria.
That's who I was thinking of. Okay. When I was in there before, Mom had said no, they didn't have him in the back, but okay.
He was in the back.
Okay. Anyway.
Because all of us sort of have to be in the back. Because he wasn't just a front person like Susie was. The only person who has ever been just a front person is Susie.
Okay. If you see Fox, which is a purple, I wouldn't mind, because it'll finish the registry. But that's up to you.
You mean this one?
Yes.
We're going to wait till we finish turning. That was very sad. This particular one. This is the only one that I hate. The other ones I can at least do, but this one, I'm not good at this one. Can we come back into town after we drop him off?
Why?
Because I want to go to the bank and then go to shop. Unless I just want to. Because I want to go to Mama's because I haven't tried it yet. And everyone keeps talking about it. And blah, blah, blah. So I was thinking.
I'm just asking.
I don't know. I have to see how much it is. Because no one's really told me.
Oh, so you need to pick up your check first.
No, I have it at the bank. I put the check in the bank a while ago, and so it's in my bank, but I don't have a debit card, so I need to draw a cash.
I see.
What is that?
An airplane.
Yeah,
So I guess
I can't see it.
I do need, or I was thinking of doing something with our lockers, but at the same time, what you're saying is take him to Hiram, come back into town, do that, then
Does David want to be picked up?
I don't know. David, what time
Right now it's,
do you want picked up tonight?
I don't know.
I was going to say, and then back home and then into town to take Fred in to eat. Do you get what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Or you could just go in to eat.
I don't have money.
Yeah, well, what I'm saying is stop by the bank and then Horlockers and then eat.
Yeah, it depends when it is, though, because the bank closes at 6.
said anything?
Well, she hasn't said anything since I fixed the mic.
Okay. It's up to you if you want to end this stream or not.
I don't know how.
Click that red button up there. Button. See the square? We'll talk. Bye.
Well, yeah.
She
Well,
canceled the stop.
no, I didn't. It's still going.
Yeah, that's what I said. She canceled the stop. So, well, you did. Yeah, you kept it going. If you'd hit stop streaming, it would have stopped the stream.
Oh, well, I thought you were going to say something to them quickly. Oh. Jen said, nope, too busy working.
I get that, Jen. We'll talk to you later. What did she say?
I have a debit card. Someone stole it or something, and so I had to cancel it, and I just haven't wanted to call them back or, call the bank because I hate calling people. And so I've just been putting it off and not wanting to do it. That's why I don't have a debit card. I just hate calling people. So I put it off till I absolutely have to have it. That's why. Yeah.